Hi there everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Farmer Bob, and if you haven't tuned in yet, there is a Happy New Year message or a video and I hope you all had a good rest and a good new year. We're all grateful for that. Good man, great. Today's video, guys, all about the BGA, how to set up the BGA in your map. This is a map making video, so if you're not interested in map making, please do watch the video just for fun and enjoy and just see what this is all about. Good man, guys, and yeah, it's always nice to learn new stuff, you know. So anyway, the BGA, what is it? It is a plant that turns grass and silage and slurry and all those produce or stuff that comes from a farm into usable stuff. And you get some money from it. that's also the reason for the BGA. Good. All right. So first things first, guys. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome, and please remember to subscribe. Do it right now. Don't think about it. Just hit that subscribe, as well as the little bell for notifications, and also do the like, please, guys, every one of you. It helps my channel. It's the best you can do for me. Thanks so much. Great. Now that is out of the way, let's carry on with the BGA. Now, the first thing that we want to do is clear a space for it. So I've already on the map just added the BGA and everything just for testing and saving some time in the video. So I've cleared this area here, leveled it out on the map, and you can look at our map making videos on adding terrain and all that to work with the terrain and all those things here with the terrain editor. There is a video about that. Just go through the video playlist under map making or map creation, and there you'll find it. Good. Okay, guys, so let us go to the original map of Farming Simulator. I just want to show you where that is. I've got the directories open here for us. So in your game installation folder, Farming Simulator 19, you go to data, then you go to place maps, maps, and there you will find the two maps, map DE as well as map US. That's the two maps that's comes with the game. So in that same directory under map DE, that is the wrong directory. Sorry guys. It's under maps. That is where the map is. So we opened the map DE, the i3D. I'm confused now because I'm already running ahead of myself. And then in the map itself, we want to export the buildings for the BGA. So you find the BGA buildings. Here on the German map, it will be located on this side. And this whole thing here is the BGA. You can obviously select the whole thing, the BGA area, and save yourself a lot of extra work by fencing and all that, and export this whole huge, massive building. But I mean, it is too big for my tiny little map. So I'm just going to do basically the bunker as well as, so the silo, they call it the silo. But I would rather call it a bunker because it's a silage bunker, you know. It's not a silo. That is a silo according to me, you know, that thing there, or that thing there is a silo, you know. But anyway, and then also this building here, that is the BGA structure. So that is the things we want to export. So the two of them, you select first the BGA structure, file, export selection with files. We go to tiny maps placeables, create a folder. You go right click, go new folder, and then name it BGA or whatever you want to call your BGA. If you've got a name for it, you can name it, doesn't matter. But remember to make it simple for yourself, because we're going to work with the XMLs as well. So don't put long names and stuff, because it just drags out the whole process, you know, especially if you have to start typing. But I don't really type, as you know me, guys. I always control copy and paste, make it easy. All right, so in here The BGA is there. I've already exported it just to save time. So you can just type BGA and click save. I'm going to just do it, save. It's going to ask me to overwrite, so I'm not going to do that now because I've already done everything on the map to save time, you know. Alright, so save it, and then when it asks you that two questions, do you want to get the parent directory structure, you say no to both of those, so that it takes everything of the BGA and place it in your actual map folder. Alright, so save this stuff directly to your maps folder into a new directory there. Alright, and then obviously do the same with the silo. There it is, the BGA silo. Make sure you select the whole thing and go file, export, the same procedure, and there you are. We're done in the map, so we can close this. I'm not going to save anything. So we're done now. So in our tiny little folder, we have now under placeables, we've got the BGA there, and these are the two. Is the BGA.i3d and the silo.i3d. So those two are very important. They are just buildings. There's no working parts on them, nothing that you're going to need to do. We're going to place them into the map. And by doing that, we'll go File, Import, and you're going to place it, you're going to select obviously the BGA, there it is, and you say Open. And the moment you say Open, it's going to bring it in. Let me do it. I can just delete it again. There it is. Now these structures we put under placeables. You just select it, Control X, and put it under placeables, Control V. Just going to Control V here, so it puts it back here, and then I can delete it, obviously. And then once you've got the BGA building imported, you can use Control B. You select it here under your structure, then Control B and place it and move it around and set it up the way you want, and do exactly the same for the silo. Alright, so under placeables, this structures is not going to be part of the farm, so they are permanent structures on the map. So that's your first thing to remember. So that's why I've put it under placeables, so it stays right there. Now the next thing you have to modify now is the lands. Obviously now that you've added this, you want to put this BGA on its own piece of land. So in the tiny map folder, I've put a folder called extra stuff. In there you'll have an info layer channel for farmland. And that's just the thing that helps you with the file, the field IDs, as well as the bits for that field ID. And I've looked under Tiny for the last field ID I've used, and that was under Maps XML. You'll see the Farmland XML. If you open that, Farmland 16 was the last one, so I've just copied that, added a new farmland for it, and changed the NPC to the next NPC available. You can put any NPC there because it's just the guy who owns that piece of land. Alright, and then save that obviously. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind, is to modify your farmland. And then in the map itself, I've got a whole video on farmlands, guys. If you want to know how to work with farmlands, check the video out. It's under map creation in my channel. There's under the playlists a map creation channel, and or a playlist, sorry, and in there we'll be working with farmlands. Just look for it. It's in the early days of the map creation. Good, so that's the tiny bit of things out of the way. Now, once we've done that, once we've leveled the terrain for it and put it out, we are ready to now work with the actual BGA, because this is just the buildings. There's no functionality to them with the working stuff. All right. So the next thing we want to do is go into the game folder, back to our game folder, Farming Simulator 19. Then you go to Data, and under Placeables, you will find the Map DE folder, and in there's all your placeables for the German map. So of course, we're working with the German map at the moment. I haven't bothered to go to the US map to find where each BGA is, so just humor yourself and play with it. I've just used the German one for now. So there's the BGA, and this is the BGA we want. So very important, do not copy these and paste it into your map. Open them. That's the right way to do it, guys, like I've showed you many times before in other videos. And then you select it there, go File, Export Selection with Files, go into Tiny, create a new folder called BGA, because this is now the working part of the BGA. Okay, so the folder there, and make it, rename the file or name the file BGA and save. And then once again say no to both questions, because you want everything about the BGA. Though it's only triggers, don't think it's only triggers. There are this little display thing which has got textures and shapes and all kinds of things that's associated with it. So if it was only the triggers, then it could have been a different story. But because we are working with this setup here, and it's got different stuff, just export it, say no to both those questions, so that everything, including the XML, including all the shapes and all the textures, exports with it, you know. So that is always a key to remember, guys. All right, so once you've got that, now if you go, we can close this now. We've finished with the in-game the actual in-game files. So if you now go to Tiny, where we've saved that, you go to Placeables, BGA, and there it is. You see, there's the shaders, everything that works with that placeable. It's right there. Okay, so now, if you now open this i3D just to test, you will see you should always do this just for a test. And just look here if there's any errors. If there's any errors, then you've got a problem. If there's no errors listed here, you are very happy. You can select it, go F to view it or to focus on it. You can go back to this little thingamabob and make sure it looks like that. If it's got colors to it and lighting and shades and everything, then you know you are safe. And then your thing is exported correctly. Good. So now that is done, we can now import it. Now there's the BGA XML as well. Sorry guys, I forgot to tell you, the BGA XML does not export. So in the actual map directory, farming simulator, data, placeables, sorry, not placeables, maps, no, it is under placeables, sorry, map.de, BGA, that XML, you have to copy that over, because that does not export. So that one you just copy and place in the same folder as the i3D is. Alright, so don't get confused now with that. So the i3D we exported for that is under placeables, BGA, and then that i3D. So you put that XML in here. You see, there it is. Okay, so when you open this XML, you have to now let us first finish off by placing it, and then we'll start working with I like to do all the XML things at once, you know, not to jump this way and that way and get all confused. So let's first finish placing the actual working parts of the BGA. Alright, so now we're going to import it. Go File, Import. We're going into the BGA in there, and there it is. So we say Open, and then once you've got it open, let me do it. I can delete it once again, and there you find it. Alright, so that one has got a bunker, it's got the digested silo as well as the bunker silos. Alright, now when you import that, it will obviously lie there in the center where there's nothing. So you're going to have to take the BGA, Control B, place it here, and then align that three things over the spot where they are. So each one of them, you're going to go select a bunker, and then you align the bunker nicely like so it's nicely over this pit where the things is, and the trigger here for your grass and your silage is nicely selected. and just place it nicely over that. And the same with the digestate. The digestate is only a small little tube. Now the easiest way to do that is just come in close like that, where you can see. I'm not going to move this around now. Mind you, I can, because I'm going to delete this. And then you can see, you focus here where it is there. So just get it nicely over the pipe, like so. And just make sure it's in all directions, it's over the pipe. And that's it. And then the same for the bunker silo. Just place it nicely over the thing. Make sure your spacing is the same on both sides. And even this spacing this way is also the same. Alright, so once you've got all of that sorted and done, you're going to export it. Because we've modified that i3D, we've actually changed the positions for it and we've modified it. We're going to have to export it again and overwrite the existing one in our directory. So you're going to select the whole group of the BGA, and you're going to go File, Export Selection with Files. And you go to that directory where the BGA is, you click on it, you click Save, and it's going to ask you to replace. You say yes. I'm not going to do that, obviously. So no, and then we cancel there for mine, but for yours you say yes, and you answer no for both questions. Alright, so you want everything that's in here for the BGA as it is, just overwrite it, and that's all done, and it saves it with this the new coordinates for everything, and that is perfect. Alright, so I'm just going to delete this. Before I delete it, let me just show you what I've done. Well, let me delete it. I can show you what I've done with mine. So now that BGA, now think a bit, guys. The BGA now is a working part, and we've imported, and it's going to be imported into the game. When you open the map, the game is going to import that via the default items XML. So needless to say, we need to take that BGA and put it into your placeholders folder. Now the placeholders folder, as of this explained many times before, is a special folder with attributes of placeholders.onCreate. It's got the script running. The moment you put something into this folder, it will not load in the game. So whatever you put in this folder will not load. Alright, so it's a bit confusing, but just think about it. We've got it in the map now, only to get the positions for it. Alright, so if I go to the BGA now here where I've placed it, so you cut it here from where it was. Once you've moved everything around, cut it and paste it into the placeholders folder, and then it will lie there at the bottom. It doesn't matter. But now we have coordinates for everything, and we only need this transform, the BGA transforms coordinate, because this is the coordinates for the i3D. Remember, we've exported this whole i3D into the map, to the map folder. So now it's got this position to it. So we want to take that position now and put it in the XMLs. Alright, so why we're putting it in this folder here, into the placeholders folder, is we only need the position for it, because the XML, this one here, the default items XML, is going to load this i3D, this XML, the BGA.xml, and in the BGA.xml, if you open that one, the BGA.xml, you'll find that it loads the i3D, which we've saved. So that is how the process works. So actually it is not in the map. It is actually just the BGA that's we saved to the map, and then the game loads it via the default items. Alright, so the only purpose for this is to have the position for it. Alright, so we'll keep it open like that, because we're going to need that position just now. Alright, so the three things that we need to work with now. Once you've done all of that and you're happy with it, you can save your map by clicking the Save i3D or File, Save, whichever way you want. I'm just going to collapse all the things. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, because we want to still have that. We still want to have that coordinates for the BGA. Alright. Okay. So in Tiny, in your folder or in your map folder, mine is called Tiny, whatever your map is called, you go and find your default items. That is the first thing we want to get. So mine is under maps, XML default items. Alright, so that is the first thing you open. And then the second one you can open is your moddesk file. You open that one, as well as the BGA.xml. And that one is under placeable, maps, placeables, BGA and XML. So if you open that three, then we can quickly modify all of them. So let's start with the BGA.xml. Now, the only thing you need to modify in this XML is the actual i3D. By default, this i3D, we've copied this XML from the game, so it will have here maps, whatever the directory was for the game's BGA. So you change this to your folders and whatever your structure is there. So if I look at mine is Tiny, Maps, Placeables, BGA. So what we're going to do is just click there on top, drag it back to the maps, because that's the part we want. You copy it, Control C, go back to the default, to the BGA XML, paste that in there to the front of that, and then just change the slashes, and that is your directory to the BGA.i3D. Alright, just be careful not to go beyond the maps, because you don't need to put your map name in, because remember now how this XML works. This XML works from this directory. All right. So so if you look at this XML, actually, sorry, man, I'm talking nonsense. It's the i3D that works from this directory. The XML doesn't matter where it lies. It's clever enough to know that it's you can point it to the maps folder, placeables, so it won't have a problem with that. But the i3D, if you do that, it's going to cry. So just leave that, just go maps, placeables, put that directory in there, and it should be fine. If you have any errors regarding the names, just check your spelling and whatever. If it gives you an error, cannot find the i3D or stuff like that. Okay, so that is all you do there in the BGA.xml. You save that when you're done, and you close that. Everything is happy. The next thing we want to add is the default items.xml. We want to actually add the whole BGA. Now the BGA, you want to have obviously a map bound ID for it, and you want to add all the stuff for it. So to get this line, you go to your game folder. Once again, just open this in a new window, go data, placeables, and you find map DE. Sorry, no, this will be under data maps. Now in here you find the map DE items, that one there. Open that, and then you find the BGA in there. So you copy this line, just copy this whole line over into your default items. So I've just select 25, Control C, go to my default items, select an open line like that, place it in front like that, Control V, and then we're going to modify our directory tree. Now the same for this, you go to the BGA where the XML is located. So we go there. Now this one I can close. Yes. Go back to Tiny. Maps BGA BGA.xml. All right. So we want the default items to load this XML. So we need to put this directory in there. For mine, it's the same story again. You copy that, place it in there, paste it over everything except for the BGA.xml. So you paste all of that over, and then in front you put the dollar in front, and then a front slash, and then your directory. Okay, so once you've done that, The next thing is the position we want, and this is the key thing, is obviously that position, and that's the whole trip of the whole thing that makes it work, is the position. So position, very important. So go to the map, you select the BGA transform, you click on the first translate X, and then you go Control Shift C, like so. Control Shift C, and you go back to the XML. I'm going to Control V over that, like so. You'll see it's changed a little bit, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to leave it like so, because I've been playing around with it a bit and moved it a bit, so yeah, it doesn't matter. Back to there, and now we want obviously the rotate as well. So rotate, click on the first one, Control Shift C, copy that back to the XML, overwrite this, Control V to paste, and there it is. Alright, so I'm going to just save that, so I have that new stuff there. Alright, and that is it for the default items, guys. I wonder if we should put a farm ID to it. No, we shouldn't, because it's not part of a farm. In fact, this line, I can actually cut this line and put it here by the other map bounds, just to keep everything nice and organized, you know. I'll paste it in there. Alright, so the map bounds all same, all the class names are by each other, and that is all nice. Alright, so now that we're happy with those two, save that, and then you can close that, and then before you close that, just copy this piece here from maps to there, to the XML. Copy that, Control C, and then in the mod desk, before you copy that, first make a new one. Alright, like so. In yours, obviously, you take that line, Control C, like so. Create a new line, press home, press Control V to paste it, and there you have a new one. And then you go back here, you copy that, Control C, and you overwrite the new line, just the internals, like so, Control V, you see, and that is how you do it. I'm just going to delete that. In fact, I don't have to save it because I've already saved it correctly. Okay, and then once you've done all of that, just make sure on all of your XMLs, just click on the mod desk there on top, and make sure this red line just goes straight down to the bottom without any hiccups. Right, so if you've added the store items correctly, that should be all fine. Alright, so I'm happy with that. I'm not going to save because mine is already done and right and whatever. Good, guys. So now you save your map. You click save. I can't remember now if I've saved mine. Let me just save it anyway. And then obviously once you've saved it, you go to your map directory. You go select all. Let me just wait for that to finish saving. There you go. Right, I can close that now. I'm finished. You select all. Right click, add to the archive. Click a zip file because I use zips. Go to your mod directory and save it there. That one I can delete. Click save tiny.zip, and once you've got all of that, you click OK, and it will export your whole map folders intestines straight into the mods folder, and that is where you want your mod to be. Now once you've done all of that, I'm just going to close this unnecessary stuff. Once it's exported, you can open the game and test. This is now where everything, where everything comes together, whether the pawpaw is going to hit the fan, you know, or not. That's always where, if you've done everything correct, it should be fine and everything should work great. So let's just open a new game, new farmer, select the map, there's tiny, continue, deselect all. The only thing I need is my developer tools, which is there, easy dev gooders. And let's just open that. I see the new course play has got 10 million errors, so yeah, don't freak out about the course play errors. The basic things that we want is to see is bunker silo medium, the BGA, there it is. Okay, no errors, excellent. So the BGA loaded without a problem. That's what we want to see. Just get all this stuff out of the way. And now when you go to your map, you should have a nifty little biogas plant icon that's popped up all by itself. And we go visit that. And let's quickly just have a look at the whole thing. Yeah, it looks nice. If you see your display showing 0 there and it's got all the textures and everything looks alright, then you know, yippee, success. Everything works well. Alright, let's test it, guys. So in order to test this, we need to have some silage here. So I'm going to, we first have to look at the lands. Did the lands work? That's also something we've changed. And one thing I forgot, guys, very important, because we modified the ground in your Giants editor, remember to create a new ground collision map. Very important. Whenever you change anything on your grounds, let me just show you how to do that. Open that quickly. Whenever you do any changes, I forgot to do that now, but yeah, it's a good thing I remember now. Let me quickly just load this up. Always do a ground collision map, because we have changed the heights of the ground, everything. If you don't do this, you're going to have problems, especially on your map. So you go to scripts, you go map, physics, create ground collision map. There it is. Alright, so you just click on that and then you just wait for it. Don't think it is working in the background. Just wait for it. It's going to take about a minute or maybe 2 to process it, and it's going to create, and you see it's going to talk to you here at the bottom of your console. So just wait for it to finish creating that ground collision map. Very important, guys. If you don't do that, you're going to have problems sowing fields, working with your ground levels, and all kinds of weird errors pop up if you don't do that. Right, so there it is, all done. It says saving tip collision, saving placement collision map 2, and it tells you where it is. So yeah, it's created it, and now you export it. Alright, so if you have now done that way, just go back, save it, export it, and everything should be fine. Alright, I'm not going to do that now. I've just done it now, so I just want to finish up the video. Our stuff should be alright, relatively. We could have problems with the tip on ground here because of the ground collision that's changed now, but let's just test and see what happens. F11, I just want to drop a bale here, so let us go to a silage bale, drop it here. Alright, and then obviously I just want to put some strength to this little character so I can pick this bale up. And now if everything is alright, if I drop this bale here, nothing happens. So that is a interesting thing. Let me quickly just get a tractor, guys. Don't panic, don't panic. I'm sure we're going to resolve it. I just want to have a look quickly what it says with a load of grass in it, or silage. Let us quickly drive there. I think it's got to do with ownership of the silo, of the BGA. Because the BGA is not ours, we can't use it, so we might have to buy it. But let me just verify that before we jump to any conclusions. Great, man, guys. Good. If this is your first time looking at the map creation series, Tiny is a tiny little map in the center of a standard 2x map, which we've used for a map creation series. We've created this whole map from scratch, and every video I've explained how to do, how to make, how to create and do everything. Even this little cars that's running here, We've created that in one video called adding splines or something of the kind, you know. So anyway, here we are. I've obviously not finished installing the BGA. There's no road to it yet. So let me just add this trailer full of, let's just put in forage, chaff, chips, silage. Let's fill it with silage and see. If you get the error here that says something about it's full or no space or whatever, then you know it's got to do with, yeah, no, I can already see when I get to the trip trigger it should show the I information that I can offload here, but it's not. So if I press I now, it says no more capacity. That means that we don't own this this plant, so we have to obviously just put some money in my bank account. Just add here a few bucks because I don't think we have enough to buy it. So now if we go to lands quickly and buy that piece of property, remember we added that piece of property for the biogas plant. So we buy the biogas plant, and now, yes, you see, there it is. That is the trigger activating as soon as we drive over it. Yes, and even that bale is now gone, so we've sold the bale already. Okay, so let's jump out and have a look at our little thingamabob running. Oh, can you believe it? It's not tipping if I'm not in the thing. So there we go. Everything working great, man. So if I put here, so we know that silage is tipping nicely. Oh, sorry, man. My fingers, this little Q button is so close to the forward button. If you press the wrong thing there, it ejects. I just want to see now if our silo is working. In order to do that, or to test it, it's very simple. We add some grass to our trailer. Full unit, it will be grass windrow. There you go. Right, and then set the speed to 4 k's an hour. I found it's a nice speed for it. And then go 3 to control I to tip, and there it is. It gives a nice even spread. And if you press F1 now, it should show full level chaff. There you go. So the grass to chaff converter is working nicely. And now obviously we just want to see if it's compacting. If it's compacting like it is doing now, then you know everything is great, guys. Good. So once it's finished compacting, you can just go up and down now. Once it's finished compacting, you can obviously close it by getting out of your vehicle, very important, and press R. Obviously now it won't close because it's not compacted. But yes, guys, and that is how to add a BGA to your map. And this is a custom BGA, it's not the in-game one. And obviously for the buildings, guys, you can use anything for the buildings and put that little sticks. Obviously also it will be processing digestate. So if you get a trailer that can handle digestate, you can actually just put it there and press R and it will tap out the digestate, you know. So let me see. And something that's always bothered me is you can't really see full levels for the BGA, you know, the standard in-game one. Like for instance, it's showing it's processing there, but you don't know how much digestate is there in the tank. So you're just gonna have to come here afterwards, and tomorrow, maybe the day after that, come and collect the digestate. And do whatever you want with that. Process it further. Anyway, guys, that is how to add a BGA to the map. I will now obviously in my own time get all this nicely sorted, build a road for it, and put a fence around it, all that nice things in the map, you know. That is the standard stuff that comes with it. There's pipe sticking out here. Alright. Great, man, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's been fun. A first video of the year. adding this to our map making series. I hope it helped someone a bit. And yeah, take care, guys. Until next time, man. Remember to like and subscribe. Okay, guys. Cheers, man.